Yes, I have a great interview for you all today. Oh my goodness, Meg Estees. She is a dynamic real estate agent in Arizona. And you're going to love this interview. I love her story. I want you to see how amazing her story is. It's like incredible. You start being in a career and then you are then finding yourself without employment. And all of a sudden, you got to make a decision on what are you going to do with your life. And she decided to become a real estate practitioner. Yes, so her story is a beautiful story. She's such a successful agent right now, and I cannot wait for you to hear more from her. Okay, let's go. Well, hello, everyone. I'm so happy about this interview today. We have the one, the only Meg Estees. Yay! She is your Arizona homegirl. She is dynamic, a rock star in her area. And we're going to talk to her about a lot of different things today. But the first thing I want to ask you, Meg, is how did you get into the business? You know, everyone has a story about
Yes,
how we got into the business, and everyone's story is so interesting and unique. But can you tell us how you got into the business?
absolutely. So I got into real estate back in 2017, and it's not something I ever dreamt of doing. But I actually used to work for an analytical lab that analyzed mining samples. So we were part of the exploration process. But I was with them for 10 years. And I thought I was going to be with this company forever. I'd worked my way into a really good management role, started at the bottom, worked my way up. I thought I was going to retire there. I used to tell people all the time, can you see me here in 40 years, when I'm 60? Because I started in my 20s.
Okay.
And then I had my daughter in 2017, and there was a shift in management.
Mm,
And shortly after coming back from maternity leave, they actually fired me.
yikes.
And I've never been fired. It was uh
Devastating.
yeah, and it was unexpected. I mean, if you go back and you look at any of my reviews over a 10-year period, it was always a 5-star review. So there
Wow.
was a little like internal um, stuff going on. But so I did make really decent money at the time for like where I was living for Tucson. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? Because I don't have a college degree. I don't, I can't, I had a non-compete, so I couldn't even go do the same job, let alone because I don't have a degree. If I did get a job, they wouldn't pay me the same, or they might not give me the same position. So I was
Wow.
just at a loss. I'm this new mom, my husband and I, my poor husband, trying to figure out how to support all of us. And so that kind of led me to real estate. It was a overall cheap certification to get quick, and potentially could make me a lot of money. And so here I am almost
Wow.
10 years later, loving that decision. I absolutely love what I do. I love that I got in when I did,
Yeah.
before our crazy sellers market, but because I've learned how to actually work in my business. But that's I think
Yes.
I love it. That's all I can say is I absolutely love that I ended up here and even where I am today.
That's really interesting because a lot of times people are coming into real estate from a different career. So
Right.
they're having to like use those skills that they acquired in that particular career choice and use that in the real estate career. And so have
Absolutely.
you found that you were able to do that, all that you learned from the other time in your life, you applied
Yes.
that to your real estate business?
Absolutely. So I mean, being with the lab for so long, I really learned how to read data. So I apply that to my business now in very many ways. I mean, you run comps and you keep an eye on the
That's
market,
right.
so that has
Absolutely.
helped me very much understand the back end of how real estate works.
Yeah.
And before I was in that industry, I was a restaurant worker. So I have a lot of customer service experience as well.
Oh, Meg,
And
so
which
good.
is obviously very much needed when you are client based. So I do feel like between the two experiences, it's definitely helped me with my foundation in this career.
Yeah, yeah. It's so funny because sometimes when I talk to people, they're like doing both, right? They're in this career that they're kind of like trying to ease out of and they're getting introduced into real estate. But for you, it was like listen, I have no other choice. This is over with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
to do this for my family, for my children and things like that. Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
And and I love it too because so when I was with the lab, I used to work 60, 70 hours a week. I mean, I wasn't a mom, so it didn't matter. I just wanted to make money. That's all that I knew I just wanted to make the money all the time. I was always at work. And I liked what I did. I really did love that job. And I will say, in real estate, you still work hard, but I can at least gear that around my kids. I am so glad I'm not the mom who's always at work. I'm
Yeah.
very present in my kids' lives. I mean, granted, I'll be at practice on my laptop working, when they're practicing their sports, but I am so grateful that I'm able to do that because
Yeah.
it's made it to where I can be very present in their life, which is my number one priority.
Yeah. Same for me, Meg. When I started out in real estate and I was pregnant, with a license. And
Yeah.
so my daughter grew up seeing me in this industry, but I was able to attend different events. I was able to be the classroom mom, like,
Yeah.
really set my own schedule. Now, I will say that you have to be intentional about your calendar and make sure you stay organized, but
100%.
that off. And um, so I understand what you mean. Like, you're going to put in the work in real estate. That's a given, but you can schedule your own calendar how you want.
Right.
You can prioritize your family if that's what you want to do.
Absolutely. And I think that's what makes it beneficial. It's your own business. You get to choose how your business runs, when it runs, how well it runs. So I couldn't agree more with that statement. It's been the best decision that I've ever made. And I'm so glad that you've found success in it as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So tell me, you're in Arizona, and tell me about your particular area of expertise and how did you get there? Because when I started out in real estate, I was kind of like, listen, I'll do whatever. I will sell to investors. I will sell to first time home buyers. I didn't niche down. But tell me about your business. How are you operating your business now since you are 10 years in?
Yeah, so I still take on anything. I don't care if it's a $50,000 land lot or a $1 million listing 3 hours away from me. I will take it. But it's not just because it's money, finances. I very much enjoy learning, and that's how you learn is to take
That's
on these
true.
different types of clients or transactions. When I first got into the business, I was on a team, and it was with a local brokerage, and I used to get a lot of I'd get these like the weirdest deals. Even my team couldn't help me. They'd say, "You need to go talk to the legal department. You need to go talk to the managing broker." So I have learned a lot. I have a very good understanding overall of real estate. I'm very much a resale girl, residential resale.
Okay.
Um, I have some experience with investments and working for sell by owners and multi-unit properties, but residential has been my bread and butter.
Okay. Okay. Absolutely. Now, when it comes to this real estate career in comparison to your original career,
Mhm.
would you say financially that it was a really great decision too? And you've seen that
Oh
your
yeah,
income, yeah.
a
Hmm.
100%, a
Yeah.
100%. Yes, it was. Besides my private life, yes, finances are
Mhm.
much better. Um, it's a little challenging at first getting used to being on a commission-based salary,
Yeah.
lack thereof salary. But it's definitely, you get what you put into it. So when I'm actually seeing like the fruits of my labor financially, whereas I was
Wow.
working probably way more for a company that I had no stake in except for a weekly paycheck.
Mm.
And that was kind of the other thing too. Like I said, I'll never let anybody be in charge of my livelihood again. If I'm not making money, it's my fault, not because
Wow.
somebody wants to
Yeah.
cut my hours back or, dock my pay, whatever the case may be. Now, granted, I never had that happen, thank God, but
Right.
I could never go back to working for somebody. And I'm grateful that I'm able to live the life that I do.
Yeah. What would you say is a really important personality trait someone should have coming into the business? Because, you know, it can always seem like it's a walk in the park. So, and we know real estate is not a walk in the park. You have to really understand it and learn it and be a student, be a forever
Right.
student. But what do you think is a personality trait that our audience that's watching this video, what should they be taking into consideration, before they go and get their license?
Yeah. So I think a long time ago I would have said you had to be a people person, right? Like, but I think that's a very, I don't want to say small slice of the pie, but I know plenty of introverted agents who just kill it out there. I think um, the big thing that consistency
Mm,
and being able to like, not self-motivation, but just be a little like disciplined. You have to be disciplined.
mm,
It's not, people
yes,
are like you have to stay motivated. It's not motivation for me. It's discipline. I can sit here and look at my vision board some days and go, do I really want that vacation that bad? And then it's like, yeah, I do, but that's not motivating me to work today. It's okay, I don't feel like working, but I'm gonna work. I have to be self-disciplined.
yes, yeah. I believe that too. It's like that stick to itiveness. You have to be the person that is going to do it regardless. Like
Regardless.
sometimes you have a deal and it may fall apart. And so
Yeah.
you can't say, well, now I'm about to fall apart and it's over.
Yep.
No, you have to have that stick to itiveness to know that if I keep moving forward, keep going forward, then it's going to work itself out. So, I think that sometimes on television, you see this display of what real estate could look like. And, maybe people are not taking into consideration that, it can be challenging, but you can get through those challenges
Abs-
if you are willing to be disciplined and
Absolutely.
stay consistent with what you're doing. And just
Yep.
know that, hey, at the end of the day, things happen, but you got to have fun. You got to be willing to stick with it. Is really important. And so, what I want to also mention is that for anyone who's watching, you're probably thinking to yourself, man, you're looking all around trying to figure out who you could partner with, who you could reach out to as a resource. And so, we could be your resource when you're considering like which growers you want to end up with, what team you want to end up with, or you may see this video and start to think about questions you would ask, you know,
Yeah.
a broker when you're interviewing them, because you really want to have a place where you can express your happiness and your upset days in a space that people can understand. Because again, Meg and I are mothers,
Yep.
been in the game for a long time. We've seen different real estate climates.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
it's really important that you are strategically surrounding yourself with people that can help you to go higher. And
Yes.
so, Meg, should anyone decide to reach out to you, reach out to us in the effort to find a brokerage firm and team to work with, what would you say they could look forward to with you?
So when I working one-on-one with agents or in a smaller setting, I am very driven by systems. So I have proven systems that help whether you're in a transaction, managing your CRM, how many, the data behind how many times you need to reach out to a client in order to get some sort of
Yes.
something out of that. Um, I also I'm a very good support system in the sense of I talk to agents all the time with my brokerage, without my broker, like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. I am very much about everybody winning. There is enough business out there for us, but also the support that agents are not getting is
Yeah.
absolutely insane to me. And I was one of them. I
Ooh,
didn't get the support that I needed a lot of the times. And
yeah.
I do feel like partnering with us, you don't get just support from the two of us. It's,
Yeah.
our entire organization. And
None of us.
I thrive for that. But I mean, I have agents who call me every day. I'm so done with this business.
Oh.
This happened. My only transaction of the year just fell through. And I'm very good at stay on it. Here's what you can do. Here's some things. I even have seasoned agents call me. I mean, I am a mentor within our brokerage. I train new agents all the time. So I get it because I've been there. You've been there. We have been there. So I like to
Yeah.
reassure, I think, on top of supporting any agent that might need it, even if you just have a question, if you just
Right.
question answered,
Mhm.
I'm very hands-on when it comes to that kind of stuff.
I agree, Meg. You are. You're like you're someone that's easy to talk to. And that, I think that what I've been in the business for over 23 years. I've seen a lot of agents are very prideful. Um,
Mm,
they don't want to ask because they don't want to seem like they're not smart enough, but you don't know
right.
what you don't know. It's really just
No.
that simple.
Yeah, well, and this business is changing all the time. Education is key, right? Like we are always learning. What I know today, I didn't know yesterday. I learn things
Yes.
every day, and that's why there really is no such thing as a stupid question, especially in this business. I mean,
Yeah.
every once in a while I'll call my broker. I really do know the answer to this, but I need you to reconfirm that I know what I'm talking about because a transaction might have you questioning everything that you know.
Yes. Oh,
But
I agree. I
yeah,
agree with that. Absolutely. So, anyone who's watching this video, we hope that you're inspired because the reality is you need to have a team around you when it comes to being in real estate. You just don't go at it alone. Don't even think that that's an option. Like,
you gotta have your people.
you gotta have your people, and we would love to be your people. You can certainly reach out. So I'm going to make sure I have all of Meg's information. If you are in the Arizona, Tucson, or Greater Phoenix area,
Yes.
she is definitely your home girl. Like she just mentioned, she does not mind answering your questions, and just being that person that you can speak to about things. And you can contact her at any time. You can contact me as well. We are so grateful for you to watch our show here today, and we hope that you have a great rest of your day. Take care.
Thanks, Shonnie. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome.